Good evening, good evening, good evening. Please excuse me. Well, first of all, I want to welcome you to the first TAM Talk. This is something I've been wanting to do since the beginning of the year. Just never taken the time to do it. So here I am. I've launched a few things, and TAM Talk is one of them. So basically all TAM Talk is just a me version of TED Talk, where I will come on and discuss various things, various topics, something may be going on in my life or in the atmosphere or in the world today that I feel needs discussion. So I will come on and I will make a recording or go live or whatever it is that I might do. So welcome to my first TAM Talk. I'm very nervous for a few reasons. One, because TAM Talk was supposed to be fun and exciting, and I was going to have backdrops and lights, and my makeup was going to be done, and I was really going to set this whole stage up. And that's another reason why I hadn't done it like when I wanted to, because I didn't have the set that I wanted. Only today the issue has been forced upon me. Something happened today that coincided with something that I had already wanted to do. So I'd started reading a book called The Traveler's Gift. So anything that I discussed today, that I talk about tonight, it's coming from this book called The Traveler's Gift by Andy Andrews. So you guys can see it. And we did this with my Mary Kay group, and it was to help build us. It was seven decisions that determine personal success. So every week we went through, we read the storyline and we read the decision, and there was action behind it that we had to take place in order for us to take steps towards success. So this is something that I had already wanted to do, to post, to coincide or to tie with my Facebook group called Ambassadors of Hope. And this is going to be my weekly tidbit. It's going to called Tuesday Travelers, Tuesday Traveling, or something like that. I'm sorry, but it's on Ambassadors of Hope Facebook group. So if you're in the group, then you'll see this and you'll see the book. And I scheduled a post for 5 o'clock this evening asking you what stops here. What's going on in your life that you say has got to stop? I can't do it anymore. I'm not going to put up with it anymore. It has to stop, and it stops here. So I scheduled it for a 5 o'clock post. So it should have already posted. It's now 10:30, I think. And I did that this morning, and I was going to do my video this afternoon before the 5 o'clock post. So you would see this and then tie it with the question that was asked at 5 o'clock. Only I didn't get to it. And I didn't know why. I didn't know why until 4:55 p.m. today. A friend of mine, I got a text message from a friend of mine saying they just let me go. And my heart dropped. And I couldn't understand why or what or who. It just, that's all I got, was they just let me go. And so when I did get a chance to talk to my friend, he told me the story and the background and everything. And his cry was that I've done everything right. I've done everything that I know to do. I won't necessarily say that not necessarily say he did everything right, but he did everything that he knew to do that was right. And yet and still, what was his security blanket was just snatched from under him. And when I went back to reread The Traveler's Gift for my talk tonight, I understood. I understood why. And so basically the story is, in the Traveler's Gift, is there's a gentleman named David. He's 48. And he just lost his job. Everything that he had worked for, he had been there, I think it said 20 years. And everything he had worked for was gone in the blink of an eye, in a matter of minutes. And so he kneels down in his front yard, and reality is hitting that he's just lost his job. He no longer has an income. The company car was gone, and all they had was one car that his wife had. And all of these things just started rushing into his mind. And he didn't know what his next step was, what his next move was. All he knew was that he was a 48-year-old executive without a job. Time went on, and he got a piece of a job. So let me go to some key points. So 46 years old, he had no job, no money, and now he felt like he had no purpose. Then it goes on, like I said, he got a piece of a job, and something happened with that. Something had happened which caused him to lose that job. So now he's literally feeling like his back is against the wall, and he has nothing going for him now. He's just learned his daughter is sick. She needs over $1,000. She needs her tonsils taken out. So, and it's over $1,000, and they don't have $1,000. All credit cards are maxed out. Her job is barely keeping the bills paid. All the family is maxed out. They have nobody that they can turn to get a loan. So he's like, now what? So he's driving this piece of a car that he got from, I believe it was his father, driving a piece of a car. And at this particular time, it's snowing outside. It's cold. There's snow outside. So there's snow and ice on the ground. And he's driving. And instead of him driving home, he just keeps driving. He's like, there's no point. It's 11 something in the afternoon. There's no reason to hit her with something else that she doesn't deserve. She didn't ask for this. So he just keeps driving. He has a moment where he's crying out to God. He's like, oh my God, what do I do? You know, God, what do I do? What do I do? And he's so distraught. He's like, man, I can't even pray. Everything is going so bad, I can't even pray. So his next thing is, now he punches it. He feels like he has nothing to lose. He has nothing to gain. So he punches it. He ends up spinning out on ice across a bridge and landing in a ditch or on the side. He ends up landing on the side of the road. And he cries, this is one last cry, God, why me? So he makes this cry, please God, he cried, why me? Nothing. He then opens his eyes and he finds himself in this room. Someplace he was not there before. So he's conversating with this other person that's in the room, trying to figure out where he is, what's going on, what's happening, trying to gain his bearings. And come to find out, he ends up in the year 1945 in Potsdam, Germany. And as the story goes on, come to find out, he's talking to Harry Truman. And they're discussing the things that are going on. Harry Truman is discussing some things he's dealing with, and David is discussing some things that he's dealing with. And David is telling Truman about what just happened, how he was in this accident. That was the last thing he remembered. You know, he thinks he's dreaming and all of this. And so he asks him, he says, why me? Again, this question, why me? And I know a lot of us have that question either today, yesterday, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. Something traumatic happened in our lives, and we sit and we ask God, why me? Why did I have to go through this? Why did Why did I have to be molested? Why did I have to be raped? Why did I have to lose my job and lose everything, lose my car, lose my house, lose everything that I owned? Why me? And Harry Truman asks him, why not you? Why not you? So at this time, David is like, what? You know, and as we all do, we're like, that's not the answer that I want to the question I'm asking, why me? So he says, why me is a question great men and women have been asking themselves since time began. And so like I said, David thinks that he's dreaming. And Truman says for centuries, dreams have been used to communicate instructions and direction to people of purpose, great men and women. God used dreams to prepare Joseph for his future as a leader of the nations. He gave battle plans to Gideon in a dream. And the Apostle Paul were all guided by their dreams. So David is just really perplexed. He's just really puzzled about this whole conversation, about this whole dealing, about what's going on. And Truman tells him, he says, occasionally someone is chosen to travel the ages, gathering wisdom for future generations. So even in that, I'm looking at my situation, I'm looking at my friend's situation, and even though it's not a plausible answer that we may want, but you have to sit back and really look and realize, well, what is it that God saw fit to handpick me to go through this situation for whatever purpose? And deep down, you know, eventually you're going to come out on the other end. But the process of going through it is what the problem is. Why did I have to go through it? And it's not about what's so special about you. It's just that what God is trying to bring out of you. What new level, what new characteristic, what new, he's basically, it's like a growth spurt. Even though it doesn't feel like a growth spurt because it's taking so long, feels more like growing pains, but yet and still, it's something in you that God saw that he needed to pull out of you so you can pull someone else out. Now remember, the things that we go through are not for us. They're not for us to gain from. We go through the sacrifice to help somebody else. Just like Martin Luther King Jr. did, and Malcolm X, and all Rosa Parks, all the African Americans before us that paved the way, they sacrificed. And the greatest sacrifice of all was Jesus Christ, who died on the cross for us. So if he hadn't have died on the cross, where would we be today? Would we be here today? So somebody has to go through it. Why not you? You're strong enough. He's given everything that you need. He's given it already to you. Be it in your studies, in your prayer life, in just being able to motivate somebody, just being able to be that shoulder for somebody to cry on. You have the strength. The strength is in you. You just got to walk through the process. So David is going through all these different things, and Truman is really talking to him and trying to get him to understand some things. And so just like Truman tells David, I'm only here to offer a perspective. I'm only here to offer a window for you to look through to say, I think I see the point here. I think I see where we're trying to go with this. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the first decision. And I'm going to skip through. I don't want to read the whole thing. I really would like if you guys could get the book and read it with me. And every Tuesday, we're going to have a Tuesday Travels, and take a step and dissect it. So the first decision in his travels is that the buck stops here. And it says, from the moment forward, I will accept responsibility for my past. I understand that the beginning of wisdom is to accept the responsibility for my own problem, and that by accepting responsibility for my past, I free myself to move into a bigger, brighter future of my own choosing. Never again will I blame my parents, my spouse, my ex-spouse, my ex-boyfriend, my boyfriend, my neighbor, my boss, or other employees for my present situation. Neither my education nor lack of, my genetics, or my circumstantial ebb and flow of everyday life will affect my future in a negative way. If I allow myself to blame these uncontrollable forces for my lack of success, I will be forever caught in a web of the past. I will look forward. I will not let my history control my destiny. The buck stops here. I accept responsibility for my past, and I am responsible for my success. I am where I am today mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and financially because of decisions that I've made. My decisions have always been governed by my thinking. Therefore, I am where I am today mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and financially because of how I think. Today, I will begin the process of changing where I am mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and financially by changing the way I think. My thoughts will be constructive, never destructive. My mind will live in the solutions of my future. I will not dwell in the problems of my past. I will seek the association of those who are working and striving to bring about positive changes in the world. I will never seek comfort by associating with those who have decided to be comfortable. When faced with the opportunity to make a decision, I will make one. I understand that God did not put in me the ability to always make right decisions, but He did, however, put in me the ability to make a decision and then make it right. The rise and fall of my emotional tide will not deter me from my course. When I make a decision, I will stand behind it. My energy will go into making the decision. I will waste none on second thoughts. My life will not be an apology. It will be a statement. The buck stops here. I control my thoughts. I control my emotions. In the future, when I am tempted to ask the question, why me? I will immediately counter with the answer, why not me? Challenges are gifts, opportunities to learn. Problems are the common thread running through the lives of great men and women. In times of adversity, I will not have a problem to deal with it. I will have a choice to make. My thoughts will be clear, and I will make the right choice. Adversity is preparation for greatness. I will accept this preparation. Why me? Why not me? I will be prepared for something great. I accept responsibility for my past. I control my thoughts. I control my emotions. I am responsible for my success. The buck stops here. So like I said, that's the first decision in The Traveler's Gift by Andy Andrews. That was a lot for me today on different levels because I'm dealing with the same situation. I've got a lot going on. I've made some decisions that I wasn't proud of. I've made some decisions that I thought were right. I've made some decisions that I honestly felt like God had me make. But by the same token, this process is not easy. This walk down this path is mind-boggling. And every day that I wake up, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the ability to do that and be in my right mind and be able to make another decision because somebody did it. And so I know that things are not looking so well right now. It may seem like the world is against you and everything else in it. But know that you have the strength of God in you. And you can get through this. You can get past depression. You can get past suicide. You can get past, you know, a family member disowning you or disgracing you or talking about you. You can get past that friend, the person that you thought was your friend, running your name through the mud. You can get past that. You can get past school-age kids and their irresponsible tactics, social media taunting. You can get past all of that, because there is another day. And that's what you want. You want to live to see another day. You want to live to see what tomorrow can bring. You don't know what tomorrow will bring. You don't know what greatness may be on the other side of the door. You don't know what greatness could be after you've cried all night. And you wake up in the morning and you're stuffy and your eyes are swollen. But that letter might be in the mail. That knock might be at the door. The email may be sitting there waiting on you. That will completely alter your entire lifestyle. So we have to make the decision, and we have to make the choice to keep pressing forward, to keep moving forward, regardless of how things look in front of us, regardless of how we think things look in front of us. We can't walk. God's word says to walk by faith and not by sight. So we can't allow what we see to dictate how we feel spiritually. So that's what I came on tonight to share. I hope this helps somebody in some way. Please comment. You're more than welcome to inbox me if you have a question, any questions about the book. It's The Traveler's Gift by Andy Andrews. And I think I got it at Half Price Bookstore. Yeah, Half Price Bookstore. That's where I go to get all my books. So please let me know what you think. Let me know what your ideas are. Let me know. You're welcome to let me know, to share with me how you feel about a situation. I'm no doctor. I'm no psychiatrist. I'm no counselor. But I am a friend. And I do have a listening ear. And there's no judgment. There's no judgment. I've been through so much stuff. I dare not judge anybody for anything that they go through. Because I had battles too. I had things that it's out of focus. I had things that I still deal with, that are still issues for me. So I dare not judge you for yours. So I hope you, since this is on YouTube, I don't have all that extra special stuff yet, because this was kind of an impromptu thing. It was just really, really heavy on me. And now that I've released it, I feel the release. I don't feel the weight that was on my chest and in my stomach. So I knew that I needed to get this out. But I will put whatever information on the YouTube channel that I need for you to like the video, share the video, follow me on Facebook, follow my group Ambassadors of Hope, which is a nonprofit organization that I will be working with women, not just survivors of domestic violence, but women in general, to help inform, reform, and transform their mindset. So we want to bring about a change, and I want to be a part of that change. So again, I hope you like this video. I hope it wasn't too long, and but this was just really, really heavy on me today. It took me about an hour to get on here and do this. So thank you guys for watching. Again, leave your comments below. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you next Tuesday. Bye.